everyone, and welcome to season 6 of the 15-ish minute coffee chat, a conversation for every business owner and entrepreneur.
What we eat affects our work productivity. For sure. Meet Ines Schubi, a joyful, healthy foodie and plant-based and intuitive eating coach as she joins myself, Selena of Hauoli, Socially Inspired, and Anna of NomadAbout. Let's talk about what we eat, let's talk about how what we eat matters, and discuss nutrition hacks for busy entrepreneurs and small business owners, and how you can stop self-sabotaging yourself. Right?
That's a lot of topics all in one, but I'm super excited for today, right?
I am very excited for today because Lord knows I need some nutritional guidance. And so I think we have like the right person on, you know what I mean? So
totally. So let me tell you what happens for me, right? Like it's summertime and I usually eat healthier because there's so many fruits and vegetables in season, right?
Yeah.
And then winter comes and all I want is pasta and cheese. I want a lot of cheese, anything with melty cheese on it.
Hibernation comfort food at its best.
Chocolate, hot chocolate, any kind of, desserts, like cookies, Christmas cookies, you know what I'm saying. Like,
dare I even say pumpkin anything? I'm going to have to ask Ines, what is the rule on pumpkin spice lattes when she comes on? Because, I don't need to have one every day. I just need to have, one for the season. Yes. You know what I mean? So
totally. Yes. Okay.
And that's not even our call to action question. Anna's going to ask you.
Not. Yeah. So I want to know, anybody who's listening right now, pop it in the comments.
Yeah.
If you are what you eat, what does that say about you? Right. So for me in the summer, it says in the summer, I'm pretty good at being healthy. In the winter, I am bad at it. And I just want to lay on the couch all the time and eat fatty foods and put on my winter wool. Right.
Yeah.
Like that's what they call it. Right.
Yes, I'm with you. I mean, it sounds comforting, Anna.
I know, but the bigger question really is, how does it affect your productivity in your business world, right? And what conversation we're going to have with Ines today is that it really does matter, and it will make a difference for you as a business owner if you are more careful and thoughtful about what you're putting in your body. So I'm super excited about today, right?
Yes. If anything, that is all Anna and I would love is from this conversation is just be more mindful when given the choices when you're at work. So
exactly.
I'm going to pull up her bio and Anna is going to read a little bit about her. And let's go like this.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go like this.
Whoa,
no, hi, Anna. Let's go like... Let's go like this.
Here I am. Okay, there we go. That's much better.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right. So first of all, this picture of her is so adorable.
I love
it's
it.
Like one of my favorite photos ever. I want to recreate it, only I would not look that cute.
I know.
Right?
I know. I just would love to be her age and her size, and I would totally rock it.
Right? Okay, so let me tell you a little about Ines.
Yeah.
Ines Schubi is, she helps self-employed women in their love-hate relationship with food and their bodies so they can have more time and energy to grow their businesses. She does this by empowering us with knowledge and giving us the tools to explore plant-based nutrition, intuitive eating, and Ayurveda. So Ines runs a guided community experience called Nourishing Circle that can help you take small weekly actionable steps to feel lighter, be more intuitive, more confident, eat more plants, and all while having fun and eating delicious food. So,
without further ado,
I know. Let's bring Ines on so we can say hi.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here with you today.
I know. Welcome. And then, we, not to brag, you guys, but we have another international guest on the show.
Oh, right.
Ines, tell everybody where you're currently living, but where you're originally from.
Yeah, I'm currently living in Melbourne, Australia. So that has been my lifelong dream to live here in Australia. And I'm from France, from Strasbourg.
Nice.
I know. Awesome.
Yeah, two places I want to go.
Right? We should travel to all the places our guests live.
Yes. We will. We will.
And then record the episode live all together in one place.
Yes. I would love that. You have to
Right?
teach us how to be like really cool. You know what I mean? Because I'm
No,
gathering
you
we're not
are
on the
already
same
cool.
page.
I don't want to teach you how to be cool because you're already cool the way you are.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh gosh.
Wow.
Okay. Well, okay, before we get really excited, because you make me excited. Like your energy is exactly what Anna and I think we need right now. So we want to take our little selfie with you with our coffee cup.
Yes.
Because it's just a standard. So we're right. I didn't touch it, I swear, Anna.
I know.
swear.
It was all of a sudden everything. I'm like, what's going on? I'm sure my face, if anybody's watching, is like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
what
here's
happened.
why.
Okay.
Yay.
On 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right.
I always stop breathing when I take a selfie. I don't
Me
know why.
too. I don't. But I'm like, is it weird? Can you breathe while you smile? Like, I'm
just too afraid of moving.
Yes. All right, Anna, let's jump in to this first questions that we have for Ines because I'm excited. I want to ask all the things.
Okay. So the first question we brought for her is, how do we change our mindset to build better, healthier habits around food? And I think with this, we're assuming some things, right? We're just assuming we don't currently have super healthy habits around food. And that, especially for entrepreneurs, and because you focus heavily on women who are also maybe moms and have super busy schedules, like food is one of the last things on our mind, and we're grabbing the donut on the way out the door, or we're throwing a piece of bread, and slapping a little piece of cheese on it. And that's what we eat for 15 hours before we actually sit down at midnight and have real food, and then we don't sleep well, right? So there's all these things. So Ines, how do we change our mindset to build better, healthier habits?
Share.
Actually, a very good question because it has to do a lot with the mind. And I like to do that mindset work with all of my clients. And first thing, before trying to get on a new routine or anything, we need to understand what's going on in the moment, right? I like to do always the comparison with business. Like you cannot take action, or you can take action without looking at your data, but that's not very going to be very productive for you, right? So you need to look at what's going on right now and understanding what is the reason why you're not eating like the food that you think would be benefiting you the most, right? A lot of the time, what I hear is that people have like strong cravings and they're like, oh, I just have a craving for this and I know I should not be eating this, but I just end up doing it. And that's very simple, is because we're all wired to go and reach for like maximum pleasure and reduce pain, right? It's just the way we are wired. And so first off, I want to challenge you and anyone listening that next time you have a craving, not judge yourself and take it with curiosity, because that's like my whole motto is like to say, eat curiously instead of like judging yourself, because you know that judgment is not going to make it any better for yourself. Like you're just going to feel like crap. I've done it. It doesn't work. Right? You do it on and on and on. If it doesn't work, you need to drop it at some point and you need to try something different. And that's why I like to tell you that you should look at it like you're an explorer. Just like you're in business, you're an explorer. You're like, I'm trying things. Let's see what works and let's see what doesn't. And you don't bring so much judgment about it, right? When a strategy doesn't work, it's not necessarily your fault. Like maybe it's not the right fit for you and your business at that moment. Just the same with nutrition. And just put on your like explorer hat and your goggles and just like, okay, what is going on right now? And so a few reasons why you might have cravings is because there is a slight imbalance currently in your life. So maybe you're stressed, right? Like you have a lot of things in your business that you want to do, achieve. You might feel like behind, and you try to compensate that by working even more. And then you have to juggle your personal life. Either you're, of course, like you can be a mom and then you have to like run an entire family, or myself is not so much the case, but like you want to see your friends and do activities and make the most out of your life, because the reason why we're all becoming entrepreneurs is to create the life that we truly desire, right? So when there is like this stress, like the first thing that is going to come for most of us is that food, because food is like a short-term fix. It works, and I like to say to compare it to like a toolbox, right? Like you have in a toolbox, you have many different tools, and for example, you have tape, you have also screwdrivers and stuff like that, but like you can see food as the tape, like, and it's a good temporary fix, but like would you fix your entire house with tape? Probably not, right? It's not going to work in the long term. It's going to work perfectly fine to like fix a pipe that has a leak right now, but it's not going to be able to be sustainable in the long term. And so food provide that short-term fix. And it's about just looking at it as just one tool that you have, maybe the one that your preferred one, because you've come to it time and time and time again. But that's why it's so important to add different tools into your toolbox that actually help you address the cause of that emotion, that stress. Like, and if you know it's work, then you need to change something at that level, because just like looking at the food is not going to change that. So that's like my take on it, and also that's why I work with my clients on not just the food aspect, on creating different practices that go beyond food, like to like self-regulate your nervous system and feel calmer so that you can feel better. And also, like, you will see that the cravings will go away as you balance out your life and your stress levels and emotions, right? And for example, maybe you have a craving because you're tired, because you're overworked, and what you need is actually a little nap or sleeping, right? And it's just about pausing in that moment. Now that you know this, next time I want to challenge you to just be aware and acknowledge that you have a craving, welcome it, just like a friend, and say, hello, what's going on today? Okay, let's have a conversation. Like, let's look at, different areas. Like, is there like a strong emotion going on? Am I sleepy? Like, I haven't been sleeping well. What is going on? And address the root cause of that, like that sign that like the way that it's coming to your life is through a craving, but that's just a manifestation of like what is truly happening. And it's about being an explorer and being curious.
Yeah. Wow. Ines, like just today, I did have stress, and I walked away from here where I'm at. I walked out and I went, and I've been really, really, really good. And I think I was like, and I went and I ate like a little bit of chocolate. But like you said, if I just given it pause, I could have maybe walked upstairs and really just walked away from this space that was causing me stress, and not grabbing food to pacify my like anxiety or stress. Oh, that was so good. Anna, what's your
Yeah. So I think what I really love about what you said is, one, I love the idea of eating curiously.
Oh,
like
so good.
The whole idea behind being an explorer and not beating yourself up when you do maybe overeat or eat something you're not supposed to, but saying, okay, I mean, just like every bad habit, right? And eating isn't a bad habit even, right? It's not a bad habit. We have to do it, right? So, but we bring ourselves down because we think, I should have had a carrot instead of that piece of chocolate, or I should have eaten a salad instead of pasta today, or, we beat ourselves up over the choices we make. So I really love the idea behind not beating yourself up, being okay with that, and recognizing that maybe the choices you're making are caused by something different.
Yeah.
And digging past the food, the anger at yourself for what you're eating, and finding what that root cause is. That's way more than just nutrition. Like, that's whole mind body wellness that you're talking about. When it comes
tuning into your own body. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
it's all connected, right?
Yeah. Everything is your emotions are connected to the way you eat. Like, the way you sleep is connected to the way you move is connected to the way you eat. Like, everything influences everything. And when you sharpen that skill, because that's just like anything, it's just a skill, and a skill can be learned. And it's just that you haven't been practicing it because you were not aware of it, because when we don't know, right? So
so good.
So I can tell you that there was one, I had one doctor that said to me one time, he said, when you are eating something and it's not something you shouldn't be, ask yourself, or it's at a time frame you should be eating, ask yourself, am I really hungry or am I bored? There's, and a lot of times I think we turn to food because we don't know what else to do. So I love this idea of building up your toolbox and having other things that you can turn your attention to. Because I think in the moment, we don't stop and think about that, right? No. We just think, I want a piece of chocolate, or I'm just going to go make myself iced coffee and then everything will be better, that kind of a thing.
And that is just a habit again, like, because you've associated the trigger of boredomness to eating food to alleviate that like boredomness. That's it. And then you've made that connection in your brain, and now it just runs on automatic. That's what a habit does. And so you now have to be more like conscious, and that I think that meditation really helped me in my personal journey to be more aware of my thoughts and my behavior. And once you are aware, that's like the first step to any change. Once you have that, then you are able to make more conscious decision. Are you going to be able to like do that every single time now that I've told you? No, because it's a habit, and you need to practice it. It's like they say it takes 30 days to create a habit. It's not 30 days. It's like the number of repetitions. So it would be more like 30 times. So if you have like 10 cravings a day and you practice that 10 times, maybe in 3 or 4 days, it's already going to become a habit, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I have a very not serious but serious question for you. I just need to know where the pumpkin spice latte fits in this nutritional value for me.
It fits. Like if it brings you happiness and it comforts you, like food can be used for that too, right? Like and that's like a specific moment in the year. It's not like all year long. Like like I eat my croissant because I'm French, and that brings me back home when I'm abroad. And I don't think there is good or bad food. Like that's like really diet culture, and like we don't even realize it because we just think that's normal. Everybody thinks the same, but this is not like something that we knew since we were born. No, it was learned that we were like, okay, now it's good and bad. I'm gonna feel bad. I'm a bad girl if I'm eating bad food. But no.
I love that. I love the idea that food is not good or bad. It's your relationship with it that really determines whether it's harmful or hurtful to you. So if you have 5 pumpkin spice lattes every day and load it up with sugar,
not good.
You have a bad habit that needs to be broken at that point. Right?
And it's more so like it's not good or bad. It's more about finding food that brings you happiness, brings you joy, and nourishment as well, and makes you feel good. And there is definitely a way to figure that out. Is maybe you haven't found like the balance that makes you feel the best most of the time, but that would be like the goal, right? To find food that makes you feel good most of the time. Like I'm not saying 100% of the time. We need to let go of that perfection, and that's what again diet culture is imposing on us. Like we need to be perfect at eating all the time. No, there's no such thing. Like nobody's perfect at anything. Like we're not robots, right? So
Thank you. I'm just clapping and high-fiving to that. Seriously. Yes. Okay.
So I want to turn this like towards the business structure. Like, so that's kind of like a life thing right there, where when you're eating, you're not getting enough sleep, you're super busy with this, so how do you see food directly affecting like these women professionals that you're working with? How do you see it directly impacting their business and their ability to be super productive?
Yeah. So mostly when you are like worrying about like food because maybe you don't really plan it in advance and you just go with the flow, it's always in the back of your mind. Like, like a worry is always in the back of your mind. You'll be like working and be like, oh fuck, like I know it's like in 1 hour I'm gonna be hungry. I have nothing in the fridge. What am I gonna do? Like this takes time and focus away from you and your work. And that's when you actually make sure that you have a plan and a system in the kitchen, then all this worry and stress is dropping, and then you can really truly focus, and then you just have to open the fridge, there is Tupperware, and you eat it and done. Like that's what's happening for me. Like today I don't have to worry about it. I know I have my gnocchi with pesto and broccoli and mushrooms going on in my fridge, and it's already done, and I just have to open a Tupperware and I'm like, yes. So
I wish that was me right now.
And it's possible. It's possible for you. It's just that it's always like also a matter of like priority in your life. I think that a lot of entrepreneurs, and I understand it myself because I am one too. And at some points at the beginning, I was also like losing that connection with my food. I was like, what is happening? Because I was just putting my 100% focus and energy into my business because I was so passionate. I'm still so passionate about it, but I find like system that work for me better now. And I would let like my health and be in the back burner, right? But once you actually realize that prioritizing your health, whether that's physically and mentally, is actually going to enable you to like feel better, and then you are able to actually work more efficiently and get the result that you want quicker. And maybe like my goal is to just work now in the morning. Like I'm working towards that. I don't want to work in the afternoon. I know this is not working for me. Like I feel like I just want to have fun in the afternoon. I don't want to be behind a computer. So that's what I'm going to be able to create for myself. And what I see, like yesterday, I had a client call and she was telling me, yeah, actually, I realized that usually I would feel like very overwhelmed when I had like several calls in a day and tired, and I had to take a break. And I thought that I had to take a day off after a busy day like that. And now I don't feel like it because I feel more nourished. I feel less stressed. Like it's stress. Like food is bringing stress into this woman's life because they have to think about it and like plan it and all this, but they don't do it because they don't prioritize it. It's just like a negative cycle, right? And we know how stress impacts us.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And it leads us perfectly into the next question, which is, what nutrition hacks do you recommend for busy entrepreneurs if they want to start eating healthier? So you already kind of listed off one, which is have a plan, right? Like don't put it in the back of the list of things to do. Like make sure it's something that you're thinking about before your work week starts. You know, have a process in place for it. So what other things would you say?
So I would like to go a bit deeper into that process because I think that's key. And like, you know, if again, we do the parallel with the business, like in a business, in order to be more productive, you create systems. I'm sure you have created the system, funnels and all this for your podcast, for other area of your business. And that's what makes it more efficient, right? So we just need to look at it the same way. If we don't plan it and we don't have a system in the kitchen, then it's always going to be messy and like going to create some stress and anxiety. So it's very simple. And you're going to be like, oh, like I shared that I'm doing a challenge at the moment in another community. And I shared the 3 steps and they were like, this is so simple. Like I knew it, but like, I just don't do it. And so basically it's just planning, shopping, and then cooking, right? These are like 3 simple steps, right? But so planning, I'm going to go a bit deeper so that you have like more context and could help you a bit more. In the planning, I'm talking about planning your recipe for the coming week and also planning your grocery shopping list. So the recipes, you don't have to like, so there is no one perfect one size fits all like a system in the kitchen. That's what I always say, like with intuitive eating and all this, like everybody's different. And what you're going to like and what is going to work for you is going to be different for Selena than for Anna, like, and for me. So, and also plus we change over time, like if we change location, all this. So we need to be intuitive with all this, but we need to start somewhere and we need to look at what's working for us at the moment or what could be working better for us at the moment. So I think that having a place where you have all of your staple recipes and where you can add more and more recipes over time is like so important because we all have access to a gazillions of recipes online, right? We cannot say that this is like the problem, but the problem is decision fatigue, like because we already have making so many decisions for our businesses, then having to decide again for the recipe and all this, like, I just cannot be bothered with that. So having just the recipes that you like in one place, then it makes it super easier because you've narrowed down the list. And you know, when you go to a restaurant and you have a menu with like 10 pages, you're like, it takes you half an hour to choose. But if you have just one page and like 3 options, you're like, okay, I'll take this.
So true. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait, I'm just pausing you for a second. You just said decision fatigue, and that is so true. Like it is exactly. And that is why when I like leave here and have to go to my kitchen, I don't want to make a decision. I don't want to have to decide what to cook. Okay, sorry. Go on. That was just genius.
It makes sense, right?
Genius.
And
yes.
So, having this recipe repertoire is like something I also teach my client on, like how to choose the right like app or whatever that suits their needs. I know personally I'm visual, so I need to have something with like photos and stuff like that. And then once you have this place, this hub, then you're able to like choose and pick the recipes that you will do the next week. And over time, you will learn better about how many like main meals you need, how many like snacks, how many like breakfast and all these kind of things. And just for like any habit, like this is going to be a habit that you're going to put in place. A habit needs to have a trigger, a very like tangible trigger, because that's, you know, like when we talked about the emotion, like boredness is like the trigger to eating food. So find a trigger, like you, after this podcast, you can sit down and just take 15 minutes to like figure out, okay, when do I have the most mind space? For me personally, it's during the weekend, because the weekend I take it off from work, and so I have more mind space. I'm not like in decision fatigue mode, and I'm able to make that decision. I know in the morning it works better for me as well. Like I have more, like I'm more expensive in the morning, that at the end of the day I'm just like a balloon that is like out of here, right? So, and that's normal. It's just the cycle of like life. So find the trigger is really important. And then set that all like, and then test it and experiment. So what I do with all of my clients is that we run experiments. Like, there are explorers and we run experiments, and it's like week 1 experiment. And so if it works, great, you've got the data that this is work. And if it doesn't, look at why it didn't work and maybe adjust, so that you can like you iterate, making like a conscious decision whether that's like something that is working for you or not. And the second step is just to shop. So in the planning process, you add all of your ingredients to your grocery shopping list, because if you have a list, we all know it. Then we just go to the supermarket, we do tick, 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 done. And we don't go and grab like whatever. And again, like if we don't have a list going to the shop, decision fatigue. There's like a million items there. Like, how am I going to pair this and that? Like, if you're not a professional chef, like nobody can do that, like efficiently.
Yeah.
It's not our job. So
can I just jump in really quick with the invention of grocery delivery and grocery pickup? It has simplified that so much. There is no more like standing in the checkout line. There's the candy bars and the sodas and the thises and the that's, and just grabbing one because it's an impulse buy. You don't do that now when you have, and so you can get on your phone and say, okay, here's my grocery list. And now all you have to do is go pick it up the next day. Yeah. Or have it delivered, whatever you want. So it just simplifies that process so much more. Okay. Sorry.
And that's like something that works for you. Personally, I've never done that because I do enjoy, maybe I'm a weirdo, I do love going to the supermarket. For me, it's a fun moment. And plus I was like most of last year and this year was still in lockdown in Melbourne. And so that's one of my only excuse to get outside of this house. So I'm going shopping. But see, again, everybody's different. So find something that works for you, time-wise, like energy-wise, and something that is enjoyable for you. And then the third step, like cooking, right? Selena, you told me you don't like to cook. And so the thing is that we tend to portray like meal prepping as this huge thing. Like, okay, we need to set 4 hours of our time and do like a million different meals at the same time. That's freaking overwhelming, like, especially if you've never done that before. And with any habit, the key is to make it enjoyable and achievable. So I always check in with my client every week for the experiment. I ask them, is it enjoyable? Is it achievable? If it's not, we go back to the drawing board and we find something else. And so I want you, every time that you're going to make a new decision, you want to implement a new habit, you need to make it sure that it is enjoyable and achievable. Otherwise, we all know it. We're not going to take action. So for the cooking, you can, so in the way that I've structured that in my community, Nourishing Circle, is that every week we focus on something different. And there was a week around meal prepping. And I give them different options. And so that they can just up level just by a little bit so that it feels achievable and it's still fun to do, right? And so a first step, if you're never like prepping in advance, is just to double up the quantities of your meal. Like just double it and then you'll have some leftovers, right? Then you can try to maybe do 2 recipes at once. That would be like the other step. And then you can do like maybe for a couple of days and go on and see where you're at. So, and know that there is no like one perfect way to do it. You're going to change and your needs are going to change and your week are going to change. So right now at the moment, what I like to do is I just double up my quantities. That's all. Like sometimes I will feel like doing more and I will do it more. But at the time, like right now we're still in lockdown. I'm just like, I'm not so like highly motivated to cook. I'm just like, that's not my focus at the moment. And so I just do it. And I'm kind to myself with that. There is no perfect way of doing it.
I was just going to say that. You're saying like, have grace with yourself, like, right? Like don't pick yourself apart. If you can't meal prep 4 meals this week or whatever. If it's just the one, then it's just the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when
what
you
I
said
feel
the
like
small,
Yeah.
oh sorry,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
when you said the small action steps, like it's just up leveling by a little bit, it feels less daunting, because otherwise, it's like the meal prep of 4 hours, like a big mountain, and you're like at the bottom, and you're like, I don't even know how I'm gonna climb this thing. And otherwise, in this situation, it's just like you just up level by like one staircase, and you're like, yeah, I can take a step, like that's all right. And that's how you create momentum and you get started. And that's why like a lot of people stay stuck and in action, because they think that what they have to do is taking like their life like upside down, like 180 degrees, and that's how true change happens. But actually, no, like doesn't work this way. That's not sustainable.
Yeah. So I feel like right now, Selena, is just what she's been talking about is a good time to show that Instagram.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yes.
Let us show you how Ines makes cooking fun.
Yes. Let's do this. Okay.
And we're gonna give you her Instagram profile, so you can go to it in just a minute. But we just want to show you this one that's so awesome.
Yeah, that's super simple.
Yeah. Right. And like her dishes are delicious looking. And this was my favorite one, which is why I scrambled tofu, you guys. And she said earlier backstage, she's French. She doesn't do things boring, No. She adds flavor into it.
Yeah, I was gonna say she doesn't make gross food, right? Like if she's gonna eat it, it's gonna be good. So I've never made scrambled tofu, but this makes me want to try it.
Yeah. Yes.
Right?
You gotta love
it. Look how good it is.
And that's like the simple version. You can add like tomato, spinach, mushrooms in it, beans, and make it like a super powered like scrambled tofu. I always say like the recipes that I provide are all plant-based. Simple, because nobody had got time to make like a recipe that has like freaking 30 ingredients that you need to go to an organic shop to get, and and then like you have to like really put a lot of brain power in doing this recipe. And delicious, because heck, I'm French and I love my food, and I would never give you a recipe that tastes bad.
I love that.
No, that is, when I saw it, I was like, I could totally make the tofu. Like that is doable for me, because the minute that goes beyond 5 ingredients, my brain just gets like, I mean that,
Or the ones where you have to like do like a ton of prep work, like soak these beans for 49 hours and then you can make your food. Right? Like
by the time the beans are ready, you don't even want to eat that anymore. You just, you know what I mean?
Just buy the canned beans.
And that's all baby steps.
Yes. So baby steps is like in a month, do the whole 14-hour or so. But okay, look, we want to like, I mean, you have given a whole lot of wealth of knowledge here, Ines, and we want to make sure people know how to find you. So tell everybody, where can they find you?
Yes.
All the things.
Like Instagram is really my main platform. This is where I add like daily stories and I show you what's possible for you to cook. And more importantly, I do like mini trainings every single day, like regarding what's happening in my life. And I always manage to link it up to like nutrition and how it can help you. So I share my energy and positivity on these stories. So that's where you can get the most out of me. And then I answer all of my DMs. So please come and say hi, say that you come from this show, and I can give you a little surprise even.
Yes. Oh my gosh. No, seriously. Like, and like you can feel it in her Instagram, like when you just kind of go through her posts. So please head over there.
She's so approachable. Like so approachable. If you have been wondering about nutrition or you needed just that little pop, this is the lady who's going to give it to you. Yeah. So go find her.
I wanted to just add something. Like I am a plant-based and intuitive eating coach, but that doesn't mean that I help women transition to eating 100% plant-based. It's about adding more plants into your life if you feel like that's something that makes you
sure.
feel better. And I'm here to help you do that. There is no judgment. And I eat my croissant that has butter like sometimes. So it's not about being 100% plant-based. I just wanted to like preface that. Yeah.
No, I love that. No, yeah. I want to eat a croissant with you just because I want to, you know what I mean?
I want to eat the croissant in France.
Yeah,
How about that?
yeah,
let's
totally.
do that in France.
I know. Hey, Anna, I'll let you share Caitlin's tip for today.
Yes. Okay. So we're closing out our show. So we always love to have a financial tip from our resident CPA, Miss Caitlin Eldridge. So this was her tip for this week. She said, make sure you're investing in retirement as an entrepreneur. No one else is doing it for you. So talk to a financial advisor, get an IRA, a Roth IRA, a SEP IRA, a solo 401k, anything, set it up and regularly invest in it, because no one wants to be required to work forever. And I'm just going to add this little tip. I just wrote an article about this. And can I just tell you that only 1/3 of entrepreneurs are doing this? So this is a big deal, people. If you're not investing in your own retirement, you're going to be very sad when you hit my age and are crying your eyes out because you're working.
Right. I know. I am. You know what? I'm going to just like, this is not even what our show is about, but our company had us set up a 401k way back, probably when I was Ines's age. And I was like, this is stupid. I didn't even know why we're doing it, but I did it. I contributed. I am so glad we did, because when I rolled it over, it gave me a little bit of a head start in my entrepreneur journey. So anyway, Caitlin, thank you for the reminder. You guys do that. Yes. And then I'm going to shift over to our next slide here. Anna, go ahead. Share it.
Yeah. So Ines, this is your freebie that you wanted to offer our listening audience today. Can you just tell us a little bit about what it is and how they can get it from you?
Yeah. So this is a mini course that I've created because I've heard so many times women telling me that they were struggling with their cravings, and we've been talking about it today. And I've been touching the surface about it and how you can rewire your brain and see them differently and more as a tool for you to be able to actually address what's going on in your life, the imbalance that is going on in your life. So this is a great way to start, to a baby step to start to improve a little bit your relationship with food, and also start eating more intuitively, because that's the main end point, is to be able to eat in a way that where you don't need a diet. You don't need to ask someone if that is the right food for you or not. There is only one person in your body, and that's you. And only you can know if something feels good to you or not, whether that's food or something else, right? So this is going to teach you that, and it's over 5 days, super short and concise and bite-sized. So I encourage you to get it. The link is on the page, but also you can just go to my Instagram, and the link is in my bio as well.
Hi, how easy is that, you guys? She's making it that easy. So
I know,
if you feel like you can't type that many words in your browser, just go to her Instagram.
Just type in Schubi on Instagram, and come and get it there.
No, I love it. And you know what? And she said bite size. And in today's world, we know that's all we're tolerating at this point is bite size information. So can't get any better than that. Okay, so grab that, guys. And if you are listening to the podcast, we will make sure that the link is in the description. So make sure to go there and grab it, and as well as Ines's Instagram link. So we're making it easy. All right. Well, we are
at the end of our show. Ines, we want to say thank you so much for joining us all the way from Australia.
Thank you so much for having me.
This was a great conversation, and honestly, it makes me feel like I'm ready to make a change. I love your Instagram. I love the things that you do on there, and I feel like even just watching you is gonna help spur some little things, without it being overwhelming. So I love that. So thank you.
You're the
so
right kind of energy that I know I probably need. And you said 3 simple steps: plan, shop, and cook.
Yes.
I know.
You can do it.
It cannot get much easier than that, right?
We'll report back to you in a month, Ines, how Anna and I are doing on that.
Yes. Right. I'll check it on you.
I know. So thank you.
Thank
Yes.
you so much. It was
Yeah.
such a pleasure. I had such an amazing time. I love doing this and being able to share my knowledge and help your you listener in this journey of entrepreneurship, because it's a journey of like learning more about yourself, and you're constantly like challenging, like limiting belief and thoughts to go to the next level. And this is like very similar part that you do. It's all about yourself as well, and because you're the person running that business, and so it's so important to be in tune with yourself and your body, because that's only going to support you and your business growth.
Yes. It's all connected, people. It's all connected.
All connected.
So yeah. Anna, where can everybody find us? Where do we want to leave them with the last?
So, well, to close out, I just want to let you know that next week we have Mary Leone, who's the manager of talent acquisition with Lennox International, and she's going to be talking to us about diversity inclusion when you're recruiting. Or when you're looking for employees or contractors or subcontractors. She's going to talk about diversity inclusivity and how you can apply that into your own business, which is going to be, I think, a super fascinating and very timely conversation.
Yes.
And then, as always, you can find us on AnnaandSelena.com. We love LinkedIn, so connect with us over on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, or your favorite podcast platform. Just search for the 15-ish minute coffee chat. And we would love to hear from you. And if you want to follow up with Ines, make sure you find her on that Instagram page and DM her, because she's already promised she'll answer all of your DMs.
Yes.
Unless you're a creeper. If you're a creeper, she's not required.
No, you're blocked. You're blocked. Only good people.
Yes, right.
All right. Well, Ines, we'll see you backstage. But for the rest of you guys, aloha.
Bye.
Bye.